enough. Check one. Okay, cool. Great. Nice. All right. If you're tuning in right now, you got 4.5 minutes to do whatever you need to do before the stream starts. If you're watching this in post, skip ahead. The timer on the screen lets you know when we're about to start reading. All right. Smooth sailing. Internet looks good. I don't want to jinx it, but last week was bad. Last week we had like a 2-minute delay and people were laughing at my great jokes 2 minutes after I said them. So hopefully this week we can get a little bit more of an interaction, because I was just kind of saying things and then I was like, I hope they like it. It'll be a while before I find out. And I was worried that the stream wouldn't save because there was like disconnections and things like that. Luckily, we've got to save the whole stream, and hopefully this one will be better. But yeah. Check in chat. Welcome back, Mango Cheesecake. Welcome back, Eric. Nice to see you again. Welcome back, Judd. We're almost at the finish line, guys. We're almost there. Let me go check what game this is, actually. List of games. 92 of 99. Hello, Wink. Welcome back. Also, I've made the executive decision to have not only a glass of water next to me, but also a cup of ice cream. Which is ill-advised, right? Which is terribly ill-advised, and I will pay dearly for it. But boy, was I craving ice cream. So I will not be shamed for it. Yeah. Why is this 52 cards? Oh, okay. What flavor of ice cream? Something fudge, something vanilla mixed in there, I'm sure. How much time do I have? I have 2 minutes. This is not enough time to do this, but I'm going to try to do something. Set up something before stream, but it might just take a minute or two to do it off stream. Have I downloaded the game on this computer? Oh my gosh, I haven't. I downloaded it on my other computer. Okay. That's why we have prep time. Beautiful. Put that open. Awesome. And time to spare. Stellar. Alright, now how much time do I got? 28 seconds. Can I do this in 29 seconds? Maybe. I think we'll get there. Just gotta click 20 more times. And I don't have to explain what I'm doing. 5 seconds left. And we made it. We did make it. I missed something. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay. Where am I? Always how you want to start. Chat. Do I like coffee or tea? Both. I like both. I drink coffee out of necessity because I used to not, and then I realized it's like a cheat code for having energy. and I got addicted like everybody else. So I drink a cup of coffee every morning, but I prefer tea if I have a choice between the two, because tea is more for happiness and relaxation, and coffee is because I need it. And that's how we're starting this stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the 99 More live stream, where we cover 99 tabletop RPGs. Today we're covering game 92 of 99. After this we have 7 more games after this, and I have about half of them already booked. I have only a couple slots to cover, I guess, the rest of what I want to cover with this series, and then we're done, which is really exciting. We should, if we're on time and never miss a week, and I don't get sick and nothing comes up and nothing goes wrong, we should be done by the end of November, which gives us a little bit of time in December to just cover whatever we want. There's like a game or two that I promised to cover once the series was done, so I might just do those for fun, and then who knows. But I will almost certainly take a break from live streaming after this year, just so I can refocus on more short form and live form content, long form content. But that said, that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the game Oyasumi Wonderland. Oyasumi Wonderland is a game that I found on itch.io as I was browsing the final 10 games for me to look up, and this one kind of popped up on the most popular games on itch.io. I have otherwise zero context for what this game is about. I read the first 2 pages and the setup information, so if we're lucky, we'll be able to simulate a little bit of this game at the top of the stream, or at the end of the stream, which should be fun. This game is written by Bright Palette, and I'll show you where you can find this game and the other games that this creator has made once we get into it. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, right? That's that's what an intro sounds like. I'm pretty sure I nailed it. Pretty sure I did that spot on. Judd says, fun fact, caffeine does not make you less tired, it just makes it so you can't feel the tired. Yes. So it like blocks the receptor that makes you experience weariness or something along those lines, which is why it doesn't work at the end of the day, because you've already experienced the weariness and the caffeine doesn't make it go away, is how I understand it. With that said, let's jump in. Huh. Wow, that's okay. That's not bad. That was a little better than I expected, but let's bounce over here. Perfect. Oyasumi Wonderland can be found at bright-palette.itch.io/Oyasumi. You can find a link in the description below if you would like to read along or find this game for yourself. It is currently $5, which is great. But the art is obviously what caught my attention at first. It seems lovingly illustrated, and I did see a couple of words here that I really liked, so I figured this was a game that I could reach out to the game designer to cover, and they gave me a supportive yes. So this is a fantastic thing to jump into for me. Things I liked about this: GMless solo journaling ttrpg gameplay in sci-fi sparkle western setting, inspired by series like Key the Metal Idol, Trigun, and Cowboy Bebop. I saw here, what are we looking at? Based on the Carta SRD created by Peach Garden Games. Peach Garden Games is the coordinator of a yearly fundraiser that offers like 100 plus tabletop RPG games in a bundle to help stop, I believe it's for suicide prevention. It's a fantastic resource. We had the hosts of Peach Garden Games on one of our very first streams in this series. I think game 5 or 6, we covered OK Cryptid with them, and that was fantastic. So the Carta SRD is something that I very much enjoy. It is a system that uses a deck of cards to set up an adventure. We've covered a couple games using this. The one that rings true in my head right now is Dragon Dowser, which was a fantastic game about exploring the wilderness to find dragon eggs using a map entirely created by a deck of playing cards, which is really cool. Eric says, lots of card usage recently. That's just kind of a coincidence, honestly. I love games that use decks of cards because I just find a deck of cards as a more expressive and versatile RNG tool versus the die rolls that we're so used to in tabletop RPGs, because it's like you could take a die roll but spread it out and then diversify the numbers with suits, and then orientation matters with the number and how the card is played. And there's like a whole lot of, I don't want to say unexplored material or unexplored ideas with decks of cards. It just feels like a more expressive RNG. At least that's the season I'm in the moment. So if I see a tabletop RPG that uses a deck of cards, I really like it. I really like exploring like the possibilities or the creativity that people tap into when that happens. But this does use a D6 somewhere. It says a standard 52 card deck with jokers. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and look into this. This came out this year. They're relatively new. There's a playthrough available here by Goblin Junkyard if you want to see somebody play this out longer than we are going to be. So that's that. Oh, and this is me asking for permission right here. Yeah, sometimes that's all I get because I don't know, I can't find their email or something. But let's get into it. I'm gonna click this off. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Oyasumi Wonderland. I'm gonna get a bite of ice cream, which will totally not ruin my voice for the rest of the stream. Fingers crossed. Wow, this ice cream's gonna be so melted by the time I'm done with stream. I should have more right now. Okay, wash that down with water so I'm not making weird dairy noises into my mic, and we're back at it. Professional. Okay, this PDF is 59 pages as far as I can tell. All of this is a table of contents. There's a character creation section. There is a, I'm assuming, resources and HP explanation, and then how to actually play this game. So let's get to it. Welcome to Sandlands. To play, you'll create 2 characters. Oh, interesting. To explore a robust world crafted using a deck of cards based on the card system. At the same time, you'll chronicle your adventure based on the experiences, challenges, and prompts provided in this guidebook. Discover the internal and external worlds of the human wanderer while guiding and guarding the child android in your care. This is not what I expected, but that's interesting. You've piqued my interest. This is what we need: 52 card deck, 6-sided die, this guide, a small token or object to track progress, journaling supplies, and the optional game template. Now, optimistically, I have this set up in the background, playingcards.io, to maybe simulate what this game could look like if we get to it. But that's for later in the stream if we make it there. These are things you could use online if you need to roll stuff. There's also an official Spotify playlist, which I will not be clicking because that will immediately copyright this video. So if you play this, feel free to tap into this for some music. All right, setting up the Sandlands. This is as far as I read up to. When I read this, I'm like, oh, this is feasible online. Let's see. Divide your deck in half. Set jokers aside. The black cards, clubs and spades, form the map pile, representing the physical locations you traverse or visit. The red cards, hearts and diamonds, form the draw pile, representing items, tools, and companions you'll acquire. Step 2, remove face cards from map pile. Oh, I didn't do that. Okay, so I need a separate deck for the face cards. Remove face cards from map pile. Map pile is the dark cards. Okay, I can do that. Let me go do that. So this isn't shuffled yet, so I should be able, that's the red cards. This is shuffled. Unfortunate. I will find. There's one. How bad will this be? Will this be bad? Will this be fine, actually? I'm sure this will be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Now, a smart man would make an entirely separate deck with just face cards. That's not me, unfortunately. This is such a bad idea. Oh my gosh. Because I can't even recall and shuffle because it's just going to add the face cards back. Oh my gosh. Okay. This... Oh my god. Okay, we're not going to do this. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Let's do this. Cards. And then from this deck, we're going to remove the face cards. Yeah? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Great. Done. Now we're going to make a new deck. You can tell I'm getting better at this. This is the new deck. I'll go here. We're going to expand it. I can't actually expand that one. That's fine. We'll just do that. And then we will audit these cards. Clear all. Oh, I'm so smart. Look at that. Effortless. And now we have a pile of just face cards and a pile there. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that was great. Anyway. The Jokers, Jack, Queen, and King cards. Oh, okay. So I'm adding. No, I'm not. Shuffle the High Metropolis face cards. Leave the 2 Jokers aside for now. Lay 3 of the High Metropolis cards face down in the straight row. What if we just try this blind? What if we don't even read this game and just try to play it without any context whatsoever? Will that be bad for us? Is this the best use of my of this stream to learn how to play right now? Let's do it. Let's do it. So what we're going to do is take this. Now this is the face card deck, right? I'm just going to shuffle it. Shuffle. Okay. Place 3 of these face down. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. Shuffle the Jokers. Oh, construct the Higher Metropolis. Okay. Start a new row under the first one by placing another card face down. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be so bad. Can I add this card to here? Oh, maybe I can. Oh, wait, maybe I can. Okay. We're gonna do it. Right. New deck. These are the Jokers. New deck. We're gonna be so fine. Clear all. We're cooking. How many Jokers do we need? There's 3 Jokers? No, there's 2 Jokers. That's crazy. 2 Jokers. Fine, that's the full deck. Fantastic. Game says... This is not the best way to read this. There's a playthrough that exists for this game. It's probably way more succinct than what I'm doing right now. But we're learning on the job. We're learning on the job. Princess Fairy says, I'm already confused. Don't be confused. We are reading this game for the first time, and I've made the executive decision to try to play it before I've read it. That's on me. But I like trying to figure out what's happening here. Okay, so we're going to start a new row on the first one by placing another card face down. So let's do that. Another card face down would be here, right? And then shuffle the Jokers, place 1 face down in the second Metropolis row. Add the remaining Joker to the draw pile. The draw pile is this one. The red deck. This one goes here. This one goes into the red like that. Shuffle. Great. That's been shuffled. I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it. Finish the second row by adding one more High Metropolis card face down. Yes. So we'll do that. That goes there. You should have one remaining face card. Set it aside for now. This is your fate card, Destined Encounter in the High Metropolis. Cool. Great. So this card goes here. And that's that. And now we have this exact setup, which is what we wanted. Step 4. Finish the map. Shuffle the map pile. We did that. Lay one card face down on each side of the High Metropolis rows. These rows will have 5 cards each. We can do that. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm following. Use the map pile cards to set a row of 7 cards below your first rows. Then add another row of 5 face down cards under your row of 7. You should now have 4 rows. Yeah, we could absolutely do that. Cooking with gas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a 5. Oh no! You're not supposed to know that one. That's fine. What's the worst that could happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Okay, that looks right. And we start here. Finish the map by placing one card anywhere under that row face down. This card is the initial outer placement where the game always begins. Okay, so the game, because I don't have any room, the starting card will be right here in this bottom corner. Right there, behind the chat. Great. The map is ready for exploration. Time to create your pioneering duo, is what the game says. Title up for character creation. The Wanderer. The Wanderer performs a pivotal part each time you play Oyasumi Wonderland. Born and raised in the Sandlands, their past shapes who they've become. The Wanderer represents the active conscious manifesting your decisions. If you decide the duo will travel east, it means that for some reason, the Wanderer has decided to travel east within the game world. Is this because of a story they heard as a child about the area? Are they noting animal tracks and choosing the safest path? Are they traveling towards something intuitively? That narrative portion is up to you as a player. Guiding Guardian. Remember, the Wanderer decides to help the little one for a reason. They'll try to guide them on the right path and protect them, even if you're not playing a good character. The Wanderer is human. Let them have contradictions and foibles alongside their strengths. That's an SAT word. What does foibles mean? Foibles. A minor weakness or eccentricity in someone's character. That's a cool word. I'm gonna use that. The Wanderer is human. Let them have contradictions and foibles alongside their strengths. They may be greedy but selfless, silly but capable of grit, or peaceful but friendly. You'll never create the same Wanderer twice. Step 1. Core quality. Core qualities establish your starting stats and dictate several other factors throughout the game. They represent the primary strengths the Wanderer possesses innately or is learned through experience or determination. I see. So charmy, brawny, brainy. So if you roll 1d6, these two represent charm, these two represent brawn, and these two represent brain, is how I'm understanding this. Charmy, pleasing to the... Oh, okay, we'll just roll this right now. Great. Let's do it. We're rolling a die. D6. We're 6. Which means we are brainy. We're brainy. So our starting stats are 1 charm, 1 brawn, 3 brain, an adroit strategist, lightning comprehension, or miraculous memorization. Question, what has your intelligence made you value more than ever? And then let's open up the character sheet. Do I have that? Oh, here it is. So here I would write 1 brawn, 1 charm, 3 brain, and then no mods so far, which is fine. Note your core quality and starting stats. Character page or the template. Great. Step 2, job or call. This art is so cool. The Wanderer has a day-to-day profession which can reveal even more about who they are or can be as a character. Roll 1d6. Find your roll result within the table for your Wanderer's core quality to learn the current vocation. Sure. So we're brainy. We're going to be one of these 6. Let's roll another d6 to find out what we are. Cool. 2. 2 is protect property for a fee. I'm a guard. I'm one of those patrol guards that just walk the perimeter that you gotta sneak by in Metal Gear Solid. That's me. What inspired you to start your career? Why has it not felt the same? Okay, so I'm assuming the story will lead me to leave this job in order to become a wanderer, to maybe teach my little droid friend. Oh, here we go. There's something that compels the wanderer to help the little one. Let's discover what convinces them to abandon their fears and venture towards danger. We're gonna roll one more 1d6. Why did I lose my job? Why did I leave my job as a acre patrol agent? Number 3. The little one looks a lot like you did as a kid. Ooh, okay. A little bit of me and him. I see it. Appearance, name, and gender. It is up to you to decide the wanderer's name, appearance, and gender expression. These attributes will not have any effect on the game's mechanics. The wanderer is an adult. You get to choose the age of your wanderer while creating them. That range should be between 15 and 70. This gives you a lot of options. Age doesn't affect the gameplay, so choose an age that interests you as a character. Let's do it. Let's cook that up. Okay, let's get a notepad going. Notepad. Oh, there you are. That's a long notepad. Let's make it a little smaller. Great. Okay, so from the top, we are brainy, right? 3 brain. You guys cannot see that. 3 brain, 1 charm, / brawn. Yep, that's us. We are a property protector. Was property protector, right? And then the reason we left, little one looks like little me, right? That's why we left. Now, what? Don't forget to eat the ice cream. Okay, yeah. Oh no, it's melting, Eric. It's soup. Half of it is soup. I'm gonna eat the soup and keep the solid part. This was again ill-advised and poorly planned, but I do have a melting cup of ice cream next to me. I don't know, judging by the art, I was like, maybe it has something to do with food, you know? Doesn't the opening page kind of look like Candyland just a little bit? Come on. How can you look at this and not imagine food? Also, what is this art? It's very cool. They're like riding on sheep. Anyway, this is our guy. I need an age between 15 to 70. So I need an age for this guy. He's been working to protect some acre of farmland for most of his life. And this little one has convinced him to leave. Because it reminds him of little him who dreamed of being something else, somewhere else. Dreamed of a loftier life, and doggone it, he's gonna get it, right? I'm gonna use my brain power that I all the knowledge I've gained over the course of my life to make sure this little guy leads the life that I wish I led, and I will be happy vicariously through the little one. What are these ages? 21? Soup? Soup is not an age. 42 and 30. 31, 42, and 30. That's a pretty wide range. I'm gonna go with 42. Combine all the ages and then divide by 3. We could do that. I could do that in my head. It probably goes evenly. 21 plus 42 is 63, plus 30 is 93, and that's 31. Yeah, sure. 31's a little young to be giving up on your dreams and committing them to a little guy, but it's also the age of a normal dad. So maybe like the dad instincts are kicking in, and he's like, I'm already going to imprint my wishes of my own life onto my child. And that's where we're going. Okay, we need a name of this 31-year-old. And I will combine the first 3 names I hear. And we'll go from there. Hector. I love Hector. That's one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters. As well as a mythical Greek person. Was he mythical? No, well, not really. He was in the stories, but he wasn't mythical. But while you guys are cooking, Rob Fatherson. Okay, that's a good option. I'll think about it. I'll ponder on it. Haversham. Okay, heck, I like that. I'm gonna say his name is Father Hector Haversham, and that's the name, and we're sticking to it. Father Hector Haversham. Father Hector Haversham is the guy we're playing. Okay, little one. We gotta go to little one. The little one initiates the quest to experience in the game. They're an outsider created during an age of technology and science before the Sandlands ever came into existence. Pre-apocalyptic technology? Incredible. Through their eyes, everything is new, which kindles a sense of childish wonder. They're fascinated by the Wanderer and actively or passively watches each decision and approach. If the Wanderer is like the conscious mind, then the little one is the subconscious, making them a powerhouse in their own right. Take your time to journal in your journal entries to see the world from their eyes from time to time. How to help or not. Let me hide notepad. The little one won't necessarily get along with the Wanderer. While they could see the Wanderer as an older sibling or caretaker, they could also clash with them. The little one may find a Wanderer too strict, too reckless, too boring, or a coward. It's okay if they don't always get along or never get along. This adds to the story and role-playing. Go where your imagination guides you. The little one is not human. They may look like a child, act like a child, and approach the world with a kind of innocence, but they are not human. Characters you encounter may not view them as such, and keep in mind there will always be an aspect of the little one that marks them as an android. Maybe your little one doesn't care about that. You could haunt them for some reason, or they could see it as a source of superiority. Decide as you play. Is this set in a dreamscape? I don't believe so. But to create a little one, traits like ethnic characteristics, eye color, hair color, etc. are decided by you. That said, every little one possesses a major visual aspect that is unique to them. You pull one card from the drop pile, use the table to learn the little one's special aesthetic. Note this on your character sheet or the template. If the card you pull isn't listed on the table, pull again. Okay, so this is red deck. Did I goof? I don't think I goofed. Let me see. Shuffle the map pile. The map pile is the black cards. Oh my gosh, I goofed. It's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, these are all... Okay, this is fine. We're just gonna fix this. We're just gonna fix this. These are not map cards, these are draw cards. And we will not worry. Should be red, yes. Okay. That was the wrong deck to use. This is the map pile. I see. Nothing went wrong today. Everything is going as planned. This is exactly how the author of this game would have wanted it to be displayed. With constant errors. Okay. Now we draw from the draw pile. Six of diamonds. 6 of diamonds. A long cape trails behind them. That's great. Little one has a long cape, which is so cool. Notepad. Great. Long cape. Personal quirk. Oh, look at this art. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not even showing you. Personal quirk. Sorry, we just got this one. A long cape trails behind them. And then place the card back in the draw pile and shuffle the deck. Sure. We've done it. Okay. Like the unique visual trait, the little one also exhibits a dominant personality quirk, although you'll determine others in just a bit. Pull 1 card for the draw pile. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Draw pile. That's a face card. I think that's okay. Yeah, right there. Look at that. Their eyes glow when they lie. I like that. Long cape and eyes glow as they lie. Is this Meta Knight? Is this legendary Star Warrior Meta Knight? Let's go. Is this not the guy? Right here? Is this not him? Long cape, glowing eyes? I feel like I'm... Oh, this one's better. I like this one. Okay. It could be, right? It could be. If Meta Knight was an android. Alright. Step 3. This will solidify it. Step 3, special power. Little one needs the Wanderer's guidance, but that doesn't mean they can't help out when the challenge arrives. When brimming with inspiration, they're a capable ally. Roll 1d6 and use the table corresponding to the Wanderer's core quality to reveal the little one's special power. Be sure to take note of it and its effects, which are listed on the next page. Okay. Okay, so brainy. We're brainy, right? So let's roll a d6. Three. That is deductive reasoning. Okay. What does that mean for us? +2 brainy rolls. Wow, we're super smart. Logic prevails when the clues come together. Maybe we're just like a detective team. What is that one detective that wears brown? Why am I blanking? Leighton? Something Leighton? I'm not crazy, right? If that's the name of a detective. Leighton. Detective? Yeah, Leighton, this guy. That guy. Maybe, what if we're just these guys? Wow, this is nice, low pixel. What if we're just these two? Or what if this is me and this is little... What if this is... Okay, we could be Columbo. I think we could be Columbo. Our name is Father Hector Haversham. So we could totally be the Columbo of this world. Because it sounds like we're so smart, right? We have 3 brainy plus 2 to brainy rolls. So we're like, when we work together, we're plus 5 on brainy rolls. That's insane. I don't even know the resolve mechanic of this game, and I think plus 5 would be crazy. After creating your little one, choose a name based on something you think they'd see and like. It can be a color, animal, plant, or natural phenomena. Name for little one needed. Give me a name for the little one. Gender expression. Sure. They don't choose genitals, so gender really is arbitrary. That's fair. Little one is a child. The little one appears to a human child. Appears similar to a human child between the ages of 5 and 8. They'll behave like a child by wanting to play, dreaming when they sleep, trying to avoid things they don't like, and asking questions to understand the world. They may even talk about growing up one day, whether you believe them or not. And these are presenting qualities. Yeah, let's pull 2 cards just to see if we got a little bit more personality in here. We're gonna pull 2 cards from the deck. Here we go. We call this one's for me. This one is for little one. 2 of hearts and Queen of hearts. So 2 of hearts is me, which is adventuresome. Queen of hearts is little one, curious. Adventuresome and curious. Okay, sounds pretty detective-y. Greg is not the name of a child. Let's be real here. Everybody, let's take this seriously. When we're saying little kid names, Greg is not one of them. Greg doesn't belong to anyone below the age of 35. There's no such thing as a young Greg, baby Greg. What would you even call them? You can't even make a nickname of the name Greg. That's such an old... I say this with a cousin named Greg. Triple Person says, because they can't touch the rain without dying, but they love watching it behind a window. Oh, that's very sweet. Their name is Rain. So I'm gonna... You know what? I'm gonna veto Greg. I'm vetoing Greg. I'm gonna say no to that. We're gonna name them... Rain Citrain. Ruby Rain Citrain. That's better. So we got Father Hector Haversham and Ruby Rain Citrain. I think that's a great name. I think those are 2 great characters, and we're absolutely gonna rock with those. Okay, it says to pull 4 cards from the draw pile, but we're not gonna do that. We did 2, adventuresome and curious, and that seems fine to me. Okay, let's figure out how this game runs. Okay. Life, hope, and sunset in the desert. Force of life. Integrity represents a state of wholeness for the wanderer and the little one. Let's rip it. This encompasses the mental state and physical well-being, which can be affected as challenges arise through your adventure. The wanderer's integrity counter is referred to as W integrity. Little one's integrity counter is referred to as L integrity. Set both counters to 5 full points, so they have 5 HP, basically. Inspiration. Children often watch their adults in their lives to understand the world around them. Similarly, the little one observes the wanderer to learn how to overcome ordeals. However, the little one is a creation of super science, and a burst of inspiration can have amazing results. Inspiration is a counter unique to the little one that goes from 1 to 5. Start the counter at 1 whenever you begin a game, and add 1 to the counter each time the wanderer succeeds in a challenge roll based on their quality. Once the counter is full, you can utilize little one's special power at the time of your choosing, and after you use the special power, the inspiration counter resets to 0, ready to build up again. What is the little one special power? Did they say that anywhere? Special power? Oh, okay. So special power is this, the +2 bonus. So if I succeed on 4 challenge rolls as the Wanderer, then the little one will have a full counter at 5, and then I'll be able to use a special counter to add +2 to my brain roll, is how I'm understanding this. Okay. And then riding into the last death, into the last sunset. The Wanderer, the Little One, or both may meet their end during your travels in the Sandlands. When one or more of your protagonist's integrity reaches 0, then they are considered dead and the game ends. Narratively, or regarding your journaling, there are a few things to consider in order to wrap up the game. Duel end. If both protagonists meet their demise at the same time, the game simply ends, and you may complete a write-up for that scene or keep it light and leave it at the end. The Wanderer's death. Oh, that's crazy. There's 2 different versions. Okay, I don't think I'll read these, but that's crazy. If the Wanderer perishes in the game, the story sunsets but isn't complete yet. How does the Little One's tale ultimately end? Does their innocent view of humanity darken, or do they find the light? If the Little One never makes it to the High Metropolis, then their dream remains out of reach. If the Wanderer was able to help the Little One reach the High Metropolis, then they may leave and create a new life for themselves or stay to exist among the dangers inherent to the city. Well, if the Little One ceases functionality, the Wanderer still remains. What kind of epilogue awaits after the adventure falters? Will they be consumed by the experience or propelled towards their best self? Got it. Okay. So these two have death epilogues if it so happens. Okay, playtime. Once the map is made and your characters are created, the adventure in the Sandlands begins. Traveling, moving through the desert, and facing the tribulations of triumphs of this world is a major facet of the game. Using a token of some kind to mark your location can be helpful. When you begin the game, your marker should be on the bottommost card. When you're ready, read the text for Outer Placement A. As you visit locations for the first time, flip the card so you'll know to the number. The only exception is Outer Placement A, which stays face down. Sure. Use the locations table to find more about the location and any scenarios that occur. The entry also states what direction you can move after this turn ends. Outer placements are uncanny pocket dimensions that exist in the Sandlands. No one knows how to access them, how many there are, or what each one contains, but they're ingrained in the prevailing folklore and tales told to this day. There are always 3 outer placements in every game: the starting location and the 2 locations at the far right and left west sides of the map. Sure. You may find that you're able to reach all of the outer placements, or just 2 of them, or just a certain initial starting point. They can be helpful or dangerous, so if the opportunity arises, be careful what you choose. So, in terms of that, you're talking about this one, which is usually right here, or these 2, 1, 2. Those are the outer placements. Unlike other locations, the High Metropolis has different rules for movement. To enter, you must find the right location card, allowing you to travel into the city. If you visit the 4 locations on either side of the High Metropolis, and none of them create the cardinal direction instructions that allow you to enter, then the last card you visit of the 4 contains the door you need by default. I see. So basically, the High Metropolis is like this row right here, right? Or is it the top one? I can't remember. But when you flip a card, the prompt that you read will have a direction you can travel, and only some of them will allow you to travel northwards, is basically what it's saying. So these guys are kind of the ones you got to trust to get up here, and the goal is to get as high as possible. After the initial visit, you may leave the city in any direction. You may re-enter through the card you used to gain entry before. The Joker card in the High Metropolis represents a special building. You cannot trigger the ending for that spot unless you found the key card item and have it in your inventory. If you have the key card, you can then flip over your fate card to experience the ending listed in the ending table. I don't know what a fate card is. Do we know what a fate card is? Probably not. Rolling. The turn of the wagon wheel. Okay, so this is what the stats are for. I'm going to take a bite of this ice cream. before we continue. It's soup. Still good though. High Metropolis equals middle 3 cards of the top 2 rows. I see. So if we're looking at the map, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Understood. And then this card we know is a Joker. And these are all face cards. And this over here is the last face card, which I believe is our fate card. If I'm remembering the rules correctly. Okay. For challenges and when prompted, you roll 1d6 in order to get a result. That said, some results come with modifiers baked into the equation. 1 is fail. 2, succeed with -1 integrity. 3, succeed with -2 penalty. 4, succeed with -1 penalty. 5, succeed with no bonus. 6, succeed with 1 bonus. Story-wise, the rules highlight how circumstances or environmental factors can tip the scales. Maybe the wanderer misjudges a jump, or hurts their ankle, or someone calls out to them and distracts them at the worst possible time. Then again, circumstances may lead to better than expected results. A sudden sandstorm blinds an opponent. You might just find the right words for a situation, or you know how a machine works just because of a former mentor. An event or encounter may lead to the wanderer's base stats increasing permanently, but it is more likely that you will rely on stat modifying boosters to face unexpected events and trials head on. There are a number of items you'll find that modify a stat only while it is in your possession. The stats never go below 0 for bad effects. The little one special power may also add bonuses to help you overcome challenge difficulty ratings. I see. So these penalties, as I'm understanding them, this one, and this one, well, this one and this one, are like permanent modifications to your roll. And this is a permanent bonus to your roll. But it seems that the weight of this, this is weighted that you will fail more than succeed. Well, like take a penalty more than you'll succeed. I'm curious if you can get rid of these penalties. But it seems like these stay with you as you continue to play. I guess the intent is that you get worn down as the journey continues, right? This seems like it's something that slowly is taxing on you. Because these rolls in general, you know, feel weighted towards a slightly negative result. Like progress at a cost. Except for these two, I guess. Encounters. Interesting things can happen. In order to resolve an encounter, you'll be presented with a challenge prompt you must successfully overcome to safely continue. Roll 1d6 to confirm the outcome. If you succeed, then add your result to the relevant stat. If you succeed, then add your results to the relevant stat, right, to see if you match or exceed the difficulty rating in order. Then add your result to the relevant stat to see if you match or exceed the difficulty rating in order to overcome the challenge. If you fail, a consequence usually comes into play. Oh, okay. So it's like, say I roll brain, right? I roll brain and I roll 3, which makes it a 6. And then I succeed with -2 penalty. What does that mean? Okay, here's an example. The challenge states that you can choose brainy or charmy with a difficulty of 7 each. We'll use the charmy stat, which is a 2. Sure. Then you roll 1d6, which results in a 5, carrying no bonuses or penalty but counting as a success. Okay, so a success means you get to attempt the challenge, is how I'm reading this. If you add your base 2 to 5, the 5 roll, you get 7. This matches the difficulty rating, meaning you win the challenge. Location encounters are tied to card environment. Always resolve these before drawing from the draw pile or completing draw pile based missions. Most locations encounters become mute after you resolve them, however, if you can be triggered as needed by the player. A map card may instruct you to pull from the draw pile, resulting in a new item, event, or even deadly combat. Each card could be dangerous or helpful, so be ready. Okay, so just by reading this game, I really like it. And I say that because I feel like I've tried to make this game before. I remember almost over 2 years ago, I read Firelights by RP Desai. I forget how you guys know RP. He was on our stream. Oh my gosh. Firelights, ttrpg. Yeah, this guy. So this guy is the guy who wrote this is incredible. He releases a lot of his games for free and has a whole lot of free resources to create games. Has a whole system for SRDs that you could check out to help you design your games. The designer behind this game is incredible. But he was the first one, I believe, to really introduce me to a tabletop RPG that uses cards. Is it cards or is it dice to kind of progress forward, right? And how you progress through this almost randomly generated world and you slowly get to challenge things. I don't think it uses cards. It might have just used double dice, 2d6. And you could collect items as you travel, and it's like this increasing inventory that you could use for these items. I don't know. So I read this game and I was just inspired. I'm like, what if you could make a dungeon crawl? And depending on what you roll, and depending on what you roll, you would collect items and meet new people, and every roll is a different prompt. You know, it's not an original idea, but for me, 2 years ago, it was totally novel, right? And you would use these cards to draw a map as you place the cards on the playmat. These cards would be tunnels, and you travel through the world through the tunnels that you slowly draw, and all these cards are different encounters. I had this whole scheme of what that game would look like. That fell to the wayside because I'm not a good game designer. But I look at this game, Oyasumi Wonderland, and I see a lot of the same spirit, you know? That every card is its own event, that every card could have a new item or a new encounter, and you have to slowly and methodically use your resources to get there, to get to the end, and the end is success for your little one, right? It's a cool idea. It requires a lot of work to pull off because it requires a lot of tables, a lot of prompts, a lot of things that will surprise your players. What seems like a pretty simple concept at first becomes very thorough work. Because there's 52 cards, right? You have to come up with 52 possible encounters or events or items that people could run into, that every single one of them has to be surprising or unique. So like, it's a lot of work. And I'm happy to see a game like this exist because it feels like they accomplished their mission in creating a game that I wish existed. And it's not like other card systems. It's not like games like Dragon Dowser didn't pull that off, because I like Dragon Dowser for what it is. It's a beautifully illustrated game, and it has a very simple concept, and it executes perfectly, right? But this seems to step into the nuance of what this like solo traveling game could be. And I'm not one for like solo journaling games. I'm not really a one-player tabletop RPG person, but if I were ever to make a game that's longer than one page, it probably would look something like this. Eric says, reminds me of Colossal. I've been meaning to check out Colossal, but if it does, that'd be really cool. Anyway, that's me rambling. The second I read these lines that it's just like pull from the draw pile and see if you run into a randomly generated item, event, or deadly combat, I'm like, wait a sec. I've thought about this before. So yeah. Wiseman says, I like cards as a randomizer because there's more possible results. I'm curious what one could do with using a tarot deck instead of just running standard playing cards. As I've advertised 20 times on these streams, that's why I like Tangled Blessings. Tangled Blessings pulls from my system, I want to say innovated by Anamnesis by Sam Lee, where every single tarot card is a story prompt. So you could draw from the normal cards, the minor deck, the minor arcana of the tarot cards, and then pull your story prompt, and then pull from the major arcana to add a flavor or a theme or a motif into that event. So it exists. Just look at anything inspired by Anamnesis, and you will find plenty of games that use a tarot deck to create stories, which is really cool. My favorite is Tangled Blessings, but there is so many. Let's see. Okay, inventory, 5 items at a time, yada yada yada. I kind of want to get into this. Consequences of a challenge and encounter, lack of space, or even attributes of an item may require you to discard it. Build up a discard pile. Sure. And this says recommended journal in a way that's best for you. Okay. I have a pretty strong idea. Yeah, it's one of the first 10 wise men. Check out, I want to say Tangled Blessings is number 7-ish, 6 or 7. Literally the author is on there. Cassie Mothwin is on that stream. You could also check out Firelights, where I got to talk with RP, who is the creator of Firelights. So I used to have a lot of guests when these streams started, but I feel like as time went on, technical difficulties like bad internet connection and just unfortunate timings made my collaborations a little embarrassing because I didn't have it all together. So I stopped collaborating as frequently, just because I was like a little shy of messing up, and it happened like one too many times. So I'm just like, actually, if I'm going to be so stressed about this, then maybe I shouldn't do it. But that's just me. Yeah, Firelights is cool. Okay. Okay, so let's get to it. I think we just do it. Let it rock. Okay, let's do outer placement A. We're just going to start there. So let us begin our story with Father Hector Haversham and Ruby Rain Citrain. Collabs promised for the last 7 streams. I wish. There's some cool authors for the last couple of games. I'm really looking forward to finishing this series and then immediately going to PAX Unplugged to run into these people. That would be wonderful. But anyway, we only have so much time left in this stream. Let's actually try to play this game because we set up the map, we read through the rules, we understand basically everything. So let's jump into it. We're going to start on this map at outer placement A. That's not outer placement A. Outer placement A, which is this card, which should be down here, like right there. Okay, so just imagine it there. Outer placement A. Darkness is illuminated by light-lined cables and cords all around you. In the center is an unconscious child, or it looks like a child. Roll a d6. Sure thing. I'm not going to show this on stream. I'll just roll it to the side. 2. It looks like a child on a small metal platform. The child blinks when you come closer, and you can clearly see it must be one of the little ones made by the old world. It asks you to take it to the High Metropolis, and you agree. Question: you've heard of outer placements, pockets outside of this world, but thought they were fake. How did you end up here? I assume this was a patrol like any other night. And the stars hung like beacons on a chandelier in a dark night sky. The shift I took was lonely. I've been solo since a couple of hires were caught stealing bread from the farmer's kitchen, and he hasn't had the time or energy to find more reliable helpers. And so I find myself guarding acres of land I've never been to. Deep fields of straw, dark corners behind the farmhouse, and places just out of sight behind the forest tree line towards the eastern winds. And it's there, amidst the dense tree trunks, that I find this small metal platform. Anachronistic, rusted, seemingly buried under old vines and shrubbery. And on it, sleeping soundly, is a small child. It looks up to me, as if alerted by the sounds of my footsteps, and its eyes glow a ruby red. Now, I'm not a monster. I wouldn't leave a child helpless and alone in the wilderness. In fact, she reminds me of me. The way she takes in this world without tears or anger, but a stoicism. The best, easiest way to understand this world is to stay silent and look and process with your senses. That's the safest way to make it through this world. The child stands, looks to me, and wordlessly points into the far distance, just over the horizon, where even the mountains are just barely peeking over the view miles and miles away. I can see the spires of the High Metropolis in the distance, the center point of the world as we know it. She tells me she comes from there, and she needs to get back. And I remember in my youth that I always wanted to be there. To be where the rich and powerful and famous exist and thrive and flourish. But I was bound to the farm like many others were. I looked to the farmland that nothing has threatened for many months, if not years, and think to myself, I think it'll be fine. I take the hand of this little one and travel forward. My name is Hector, and you can call me Father Haversham. And with that said, we continue forward. Now, what we're going to do, I believe, is move north, which is what this says over here. So, I don't believe we flipped this card, but we will go to this one. Show the cursor. We'll go to this card and flip it. 6 of clubs. So let's find the prompt for 6 of clubs. 6 of clubs. Labyrinth of high stones. That's a rough one to start, but let's do it. Due to the mysterious quality inherent to the rocks here, this stony range of skyscraping summits is well known for trapping travelers until they perish. Their bones and possessions occupy numerous dead ends. The challenge is the labyrinth. Brawny 9 or Charmy 9 or Brainy 9. To fail, one little one and wanderer integrity. Do not move on. Succeed. Roll again until you succeed or die. Oh my gosh. Succeed. Pull from the draw pile. You may move on. This is a crazy one to draw at the start. I have no buffs at all. Okay. Let's do the math. Let's do the math. Question, why this place? Shouldn't you be terrified? Didn't you lose a friend to the labyrinth before? Okay, let's do the math. I have 3 brain, right? I have 3 brain. In order to succeed on this, I need to roll a 6. Right? I need to roll a 6. Because a 6 is a success plus 1 bonus. A 5 is a success with no bonus. And a 5 will get me 3 plus 5 equals 8. And that won't make it. That's a crazy start. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, sure. Hug the left wall. I don't think that works, boss. Okay, all we gotta do is roll a 6 in 5 tries, right? That's all it takes. And if we do, we progress northward, which is fantastic. Because northward gets us that much closer to the metropolis, right there, right? So this is a perfect card as long as we succeed, right? All we gotta do is roll a 6 in 5 tries. Statistically, that should be fine. Skill issue, get better at drawing card. I'm hearing 0 sympathy for me. This is probably one of the hardest cards in the entire set, right? It's just roll 6 or die. Okay, all we gotta... Okay, first roll. The Wanderer and the Little One have 5 integrity. Every time I don't roll a 6, they lose 1 integrity. So I will die at 0. And there's nothing I can do about it. I have 0 items, 0 bonuses. There's nothing that can save me from this. First roll. Big money! Let's go! Oh my gosh, where's my triumphant music? Where's the triumphant music? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh, wait. Wink says I would have succeeded even if I got, like, a 4. What's the pen? No. The pen... The success means that I get to attempt the challenge, is how I understand it. The attempt means that I get to attempt the challenge. If I just get the fail on the 1, I don't even get to attempt the challenge and I just lose. Anyway, I won. Skill difference. Who said skill issue? Triple person. I don't see a skill issue here. I think I won. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, anyway. We pull from the draw pile because we succeeded and then we move on. Let's do it. That's crazy. Okay. We're winning. Draw pile is this pile over here. I'm pretty sure. This is draw pile. I'm going to pull. Should be a red card. King of Hearts. I think that's maybe a good thing. Or I die. Where do I find red cards? Here we go. Big Usagi. Immediately another battle. This is the worst. Wait. Okay. Sure. Immediately another battle. Sure. Big Usagi. King of Hearts. The Lagos Lomeds have landed their balloons and set up a camp in the area. When you're within hearing distance for their famous leader, Big Usagi calls you over to help with the problem. Oh, great. Okay, not bad. Their flock of dream sheep got into a patch of black bell roses and have gone a little wild. Perhaps you'd be willing to help wrangle them back into a camp. Round up Brainy 7. Fail 1. I lose integrity on both characters. Succeed, gain item C7. Cool. Okay, we could just do that. We can just do that. That's fine. That's fine. Brainy 7 is not impossible. So, Brainy 7. I have a 3 right now. So if I get a 4 is success minus 1. Does this have marks? Okay. 4 is success -1. I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to double check. Okay. 4 success -1, which will not do it. 5 is succeed, no bonus. 6 is succeed +1 bonus. So a 5 or a 6 will let me do this. A 5 or a 6 is success. Okay, so just a 1 in 3 chance of coming out with this with nothing. With something. Army stats. Carry numbers. Okay, great. We were on Unagi. Great. So I just gotta roll a 5 or a 6. Easy. Here we go. It hasn't failed me yet. 5 or 6. Didn't you get a +1 for rolling a 6? I think that's just adding to your total roll. So it would be 3 + 6 + 1 is how I understand it. Which would be 3 + 6 is 9 + 1 is 10. Is how I understand that. But I don't know if that changes like my roll permanently. So your bonus would be +4. We could play it like that. I have no idea if that's true, but yeah, let's just do it. Let's play it like that. So the 6 from before would give me a +1. So I have a 4. Okay, so I can roll a different number. I don't understand this game at all, I guess. Let me double check. Because that's also what I'm a little confused about. Okay, here. Roll 1d6 to confirm the outcome. If you succeed, then add your result to the relevant stat to see if you match or exceed the difficult rating in order to overcome the challenge. If you fail, a consequence usually comes into play. Unfortunately, the example doesn't give us an example of our stats changing, which is unfortunate. Succeed with -2 penalty. What if I just... An event or encounter may lead to the Wanderer's base stats increasing permanently, but it is more likely that you'll rely on... Oh, we do give level 1 inspiration. But it's more likely that you'll rely on stat modifying boosters to face unexpected trials and events head on. There are a number of items that you could use to modify a stat only while it is in your possession. I think the permanent stat bonuses come from items. That's how I'm understanding that. I don't think they come from here. Oh, what do you guys... you guys aren't even looking with me. So it says... I was reading this and it feels like modifying stats only comes from items. So this penalty and bonus go to the roll. And they just stay for that. They stay just for that roll and not onwards. Yeah, I'm just going to play it like that for now. I don't think I'm going to look too deep into it. So I just got to roll a 5 or 6 on this is basically what I'm thinking. But if not, I'll take the penalty and it's fine because we progress and that's what matters. Hoping for a 5 or 6. 4. Okay. So 3 plus 4. But a 4 has a -1 penalty. So it's 3 plus 4 minus 1 is 6, and that does not do it. Is how I'm understanding this. So this would be a failure. I would take minus 1 integrity to the Wanderer and the little one, but I still progress, which is fine. So I'll just show you that for a second. I needed a brainy 7 and I got brainy 6. So unfortunately I do not make it. That's okay. I did draw like the highest possible heart in the situation. So I imagine there's situations that are a little easier, but we'll see. We kind of just ran into 2 of the hardest challenges in this game is how I've been interpreting it. But we can progress. Let's do a prompt. We can progress north because that's what the labyrinth allows us to do. I would flavor this as an extremely lucky guess in the labyrinth that lets us skip most of it. I would say that my character, having worked in the fields for a very long time, has memorized crucial star patterns that allow him to navigate the labyrinth in an incredibly fortunate way. And he finds himself at a riverbank where he talks to the big Unagi, and he is just too tired to be able to help and decides to continue onwards anyway. This card next is, as we travel north, a 7 of spades. 7 of spades. Seven of spades. Oh, good. Look at this. 7 of spades. Dunes and sandy winds accompanied by sporadic tumbleweeds and dead trees pulled from draw pile. Fantastic. So there's like no challenge, but I get to pull from draw pile. Draw pile is Queen of Hearts. Did I shuffle this deck? I did. Okay, great. Queen of Hearts. Okay. A cerulean carriage embossed with golden flourishes and pulled by white bulls screeches to a halt in front of you. A man and woman emerge from within glaring at you. You recognize them immediately. Seton and Marina Sapphire. You basically grew up with one of them and helped their family once. You almost married that same former playmate. You'll need to convince them that you haven't gone mad. Challenge when it rains. Charm 7 or Brainy 8. Fail. -2. -2. Wanderer integrity. If I have the key card, which I don't have, shuffle it back into the draw pile. Succeed, gain a special item. Now this is just barely out of my reach. Again, I need to roll a 5 or 6 to succeed on this. I had quite dramatic luck in the cards I've been drawing because I feel like I've been drawing the hardest challenges possible in these decks in a row. All I got to do is roll a 5 or 6, which is very possible, but I might have spent all my luck on this first 6. And I won't get it here, but let's find out. 2. Unfortunately, we do not succeed, and I get -2 integrity, which means the Wanderer is very tired. He's at 2 integrity, while the little one is at 4. I realize, I guess, in this moment that this these incredibly rich siblings see the android as a marketing opportunity and try to kidnap them. And Mr. Hector Haversham does his best to keep the android safe, runs away from the situation, but unfortunately takes a couple of like laser rifle shots in his arm and leg to make it out. He's looking worse for wear at a strong 2 integrity, and the sands of the desert blow him east or west. Let's do one more prompt and see where we go from there. I have to go east or west. I think I'm going to go west on this one. 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs. All right, here we go. Wow, this is a long one. Okay. contains a warehouse decorated with patchy bright colors, a remnant from the former world. Bandits reign here now. Their entire ravine is their domain. Roll 1d6. Gladly. Five. Now I get a 5. Challenge. The Old Oven Murals. Inspiration 5. Fail. -1 inspiration. Succeed. +2 inspiration. How do I get inspiration 5? The Old Oven Murals, inspiration 5. I don't have inspiration 5, right? There's... Builds points after each successful roll result, utilizing the Wanderer's core quality. I don't think I get this one. What does that mean? Inspiration 5. How do I roll that? What did we pull? 10? Inspiration 5? I'm trying to connect the dots. Yeah, I don't really know how to challenge this. So let's just do something else. Let's try this one. Challenge Bakery Bandit, Crumb Leader, Brawny 6, or Brain 5. Fail, -2 integrity. Oh, I just die if I fail this. Okay, this is a good way to end the stream. Let's do this challenge. This one right here. We're gonna do Brainy 5. If I fail, my character dies, because I only have Wander Integrity 2 right now. If I succeed, I get a +1 brawn permanently by fighting the Bakery Bandit. That seems pretty fair. So I have 3 brains, right? So I fail. I lose if I roll 1. I lose if I roll 2. If I roll 3, I'm fine, because 3 + 3 is 6, -1 is 5. A 4, I win. A 5, I win. A 6, I win. Okay, so all I gotta do is roll 3 or higher, and I pass this challenge. Last roll of the game. Win or lose. All I gotta do is roll 3 or higher. Huh. Crazy! Oh my gosh, this run went from a dopamine rush to a disaster. A disaster. That's bad. That was really bad. Oh my gosh. And I don't even think I rolled enough. I succeeded on enough challenges to have inspiration to save me here. I got absolutely smoked this run. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So, by failing this roll... Oh my gosh. Trouble person comes back. Validating the skill issue they brought up like 20 minutes ago. Playing with the dice is crazy, crazy. Well, it's an appropriate end. I think in this moment, the Wanderer, Father Hector Havisham, realizes how not cut out for this he is. He realizes he's very boldly entered the world of adventurers, having zero experience beyond watching the stars and watching the fields, and realizes just how dangerous it is behind his idyllic borders. And unfortunately, this little one has brought him right into the dangerous realms of the world bordering the metropolis. He will not get to continue in this life, but hopefully the little one has an opportunity to escape and find someone else more capable than himself. I think he realizes as the life leaves his body that there is the small silver lining that he got this far and recognized his potential of who he could have been. And that there is no shame in being just an ordinary guy in an extraordinary world. He looks into the distance and spots the little one running away, escaping the grubby hands of the bread bandits. Perhaps to lead another foolish fellow to their deaths. And he wishes them well. He wishes them well. And with that said, that was Oyasumi Wonderland. A little bit grimdark towards the end, but we got there. This is a game, just to recap, about a wanderer and a little one venturing into the great beyond, trying to reach the High Metropolis, relying on their own wits and talents. It's a game that uses the card system to map out a world using an array of cards designated for specific event roles and random encounters of varying difficulties. I think I had a very unlucky run, but this could have gone very different if I tried again. I might give this another shot, honestly, because this is exactly the kind of game that I wish I had made. But you can find Oyasumi Wonderland on itch.io if you just look up this game's title, or you could go to Bright Palette, the creator of this game, who's created a number of really interesting games that have caught my eye on many occasions. But this game is pretty darn awesome. If you want to check this out for yourself, you can find it on itch.io or DriveThruRPG. With that said, I will be seeing you guys next week, and I will be finishing my ice cream. So, I have a wonderful night, as I intend to, and have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Stay frosty.